Hey there, I'm G, and welcome to the next level. Now I've got a very special episode in mind for everybody today because it's time to celebrate. They did it. Sega finally made an excellent Sonic game. Sonic is back, people. The 25-year plus reign of the fastest hedgehog in the world, the fastest thing alive, is finally back with an excellent game in Sonic Mania. And since he's in the forefront of everybody's minds and at the center of several people's hearts, such as myself, you may have noticed that my backdrop is a little bit different than many of my other YouTube videos that I've done. And it's because today I'm going to showcase my Sonic the Hedgehog collection, my 20+ year collection of my love for my #1 absolute favorite video game character of all time. Through the highs and through the lows, he's always been my favorite, and today you're going to see everything that I've got to show, so let's do it to it. Let's see, let's start off with, okay. So, who here has played Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed? If you haven't, you should. After this video, go play it. Like, seriously, it's one of my favorite games that feature Sonic. So, this little guy, now, normally I don't pre-order games for the most part, unless if I'm gonna get like a significant discount or an awesome bonus or a collector's edition, like Sonic Mania. But, this one actually really came to me because I pre-ordered it from GameStop, of all places. And it came out on a Sunday, like Sega randomly decided to drop it on a Sunday morning. I remember getting the notification saying, I was like, oh, your Sonic and All-Stars has come in. I'm like, what? But anyways, it came with this. This is a Hot Wheels diecast car of Danica Patrick's Danicar Racer in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. I thought it was actually pretty cool little bonus. I mean, she's not that great in the game, but this was still a cool bonus all the same. Sonic the Hedgehog socks. It's actually really cool. The little felt pieces for the quills I think are just a really nice touch. Now, obviously I haven't opened them, I haven't tried them on yet, and from what I read, they don't really fit well on men with big feet, but hey, you know what they say with men with big feet? They go fast. I don't know where I'm going with this. I got this at Classic Game Fest last year. This is a 4GB flash drive that if you pop off the quills of Sonic, that's where the USB drive actually pops on. So 4GB, supports hot swap, no drive installation required, data retention 10 years, everywhere from Windows 98 to XP. Will my Windows 10 machine run it? Yeah, probably. Now this is one of my more unique pieces that I have. This is a metal frame artwork of Sonic that I got at a swap meet at a local place called Game Guys. That I actually got this at a swap meet, and for the love of me, they gave me their business card, they gave me their information, but I lost it. I don't know what happened to it, because I remember them telling me that they made a Tails and they made a Knuckles too, and so I said, hey, give me your information, I'd like to buy more of them later because this is the only one they had, and I lost it, and I haven't been back to one of their swap meets, if they even do swap meets anymore. But I'd love to find out who did this, because this is great. This actually is really, really cool. It's a balloon. And for the life of me, I don't remember how I got it. I wish I did though, because I bet there actually is a really cool story to tell with it, but unfortunately for this one, I don't remember, but I found it while I was over at my parents' house and it's been with me ever since, so it's staying with me. Now let's go on to the books. This is the Udon Books Pix and Love series, History of Sonic the Hedgehog hardcover book, and I got this off Amazon a couple of years ago, and honestly this is a prerequisite for pretty much any Sonic the Hedgehog fan. It's wonderful. It pretty much chronicles Sonic all the way from the beginning to the end. It's really well done, really well made, and definitely I'd say it's worth having. It covers essentially everything Sonic from A to Z up until it was printed. Now I haven't bought that History of Sonic the Hedgehog book that just came out, and unfortunately it's a little pricey for my blood, so maybe I'll get it eventually. It does look cool though, so maybe someday. Now for the comics, or the trade paperback comics as you will, because I've got the original comics as well, but we'll get to that a little bit later because it's a lot more intense than this. But these are the 3 trade paperbacks that I own. Of course, the Sonic the Hedgehog The Beginning, which this is everything from Sonic issue 0 to issue 3, the original Archie Comics miniseries before they started the ongoing series. And this is really cool. I got this a long time ago from a half-price books. I remember, of course, everything's all in color. It's basically it's a great start for anybody. Like I even still have my receipts and everything for it. It always puts a good tip in my heart whenever I actually go back and I still find my receipts for stuff. It's a nice touch. This one is the Complete Sonic Comic Encyclopedia. Now, keep in mind, this was actually published in 2012, and the ongoing comic was still going, so this still only has like a portion of the lore of the Archie comic, which is so intense it'll make your head spin. But that's a story for another time. It's the Sonic Genesis Compendium. Now, can I just stop for a moment to say, I absolutely love this art. It's such a love letter to all of its fans. That whole story arc really was a love letter to long-term Sonic fans. And I got this from a person who used to work on the Sonic the Hedgehog comic, Matt Herms, and he even signed it. That's it for the Compendium comics, for the trade paperbacks. Now moving on to the games, which the ones that I actually have over here, I kind of call the misfit games, the ones that I either don't have the console anymore or maybe my PC is too new to run them, so they just kind of stay here in the collection. So I've got here Sonic Heroes on the PC, Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric for the Wii U, and Sonic Lost World, which I think Sonic Lost World is misunderstood. I thought it was actually a pretty good game for its time, especially the 3DS game. That one was really great. And Sonic Engage? Anyone? The PC Sonic the Hedgehog games, which have got Sonic CD, Sonic R, Sonic and Knuckles collection, and everybody's favorite, Sonic Schoolhouse. Oh yeah, learn with the best. Ugh. Now here's another odd piece of my collection. These are Sonic the Hedgehog pixel bricks, which, have you ever seen the little pixel bricks where they have a multitude? I think how many pieces are in here? Sonic has 210 pieces, Tails has 175 pieces, and from what I've read and from what I've seen, these are just basically a mother to put together. You could basically spend an entire afternoon putting these guys together, and I know it's something that I know my wife and I would love to do together, and we just haven't really had the time to do it, which someday they'll come out of their packaging and get built, but for now, still really awesome to see. My favorite piece out of all the Tomy 25th Anniversary Collection, the Sonic plush. I love this guy. They did such a wonderful job on him, basically from the color and the look, and he's so soft. They did a great job on this plush. Now, if there's one video piece of material that I don't own from Sonic the Hedgehog, it's the old Sonic the Hedgehog OVA anime that ADV Films trot out in the US. And while I may not have the DVD, I did manage to get from somebody on Facebook the VHS of it. Now, I don't own a VHS player, so I don't really have a means of watching it, but someday I will find that DVD. It's expensive though, but someday I'll find it. I got a Knuckles bobblehead here. I think out of anybody of the Sonic characters, he fits having a bobblehead the best, don't you? I've got a couple of lanyards here. This one, which came with a really cool art here. It's like between this lanyard and this Sonic lanyard, I actually got as a birthday present from my friend Lizzie. Thank you very much. And this one I got from my friend Jill, she actually got from the Sonic booth at PAX, at a PAX event. One of the PAXs before PAX South became a thing, so thank you so much for that. I frequently use this as my convention lanyard. It's so very cool. So cool. For when you need to hydrate. Sonic says stay hydrated. Now these three plushies, now when I got them, I actually got them as a set, but I didn't realize that they actually are from a different set. The Sonic and the Tails are from a Sonic X set, whereas the Knuckles is from a standard Sonic the Hedgehog set, even though they all look pretty similar in size, but you know, I wonder why Knuckles felt a little bit heftier than the other ones. It's because he is from a different set, which, I mean, that's okay. They still look really awesome. Now, if there's one toy line that I'm sad I missed, it's the Sonic the Hedgehog toy line done by Jazzwares. Now, I did manage to get the original 3 from Sonic 06, which just take a look at Silver here. He's kind of seen some things. Now, an interesting story about Shadow here. Now, I got him from a local comic shop, and it's also signed by Matt Herms as well. Thanks very much again, Matt. Now, I went in there one Saturday to trade in a whole bunch of comics. It's like a stack of comics this big that between me and my wife, we had no idea what to do with it. There weren't really any series that we were huge and interested in, and that was the day for them to do appraisals. And so the guy looks at the stack, the owner, he looks at the stack and he's like, oh, there's not really a whole much that I can do for this. I can't really offer you any cash because there's nothing huge I need. And it's like, oh, well, I wasn't really looking for cash anyway. And he said, well, what were you looking for? And I said, actually, I wanted to get that shadow figure that's up on the wall there. And the guy walks up to the shadow and he looks at it. And then he comes back to me because he knows that I'm a huge Sonic fan. He comes back to me and he says, okay, I'll make the trade for that. I was like, you're the freaking man. So, and with that, that's how I got all three. Now, unfortunately, I don't own some of the older Sonic the Hedgehog games, so I don't own the Milton Bradley Sonic the Hedgehog game, or even the Monopoly Sonic the Hedgehog, but I do have one Sonic board game. I've got Memory, which I actually got this from my buddy Javier, and it's like, thanks, man, I really appreciate that, because I hope to get the Milton Bradley one someday, and we haven't even gotten a chance to play it, but from what I can tell, it's Memory. So, hey, if you like Memory, you like Sonic, go for it. Now, I said to myself I was done with Toys to Life, like the whole Amiibo, Skylanders, all that. I said I was kind of done with it, but then Sega had to go and make a Sonic pack for LEGO Dimensions, and it's pretty freaking cool. Did I open that pack? Why, yes, I did. You better believe I did. It's so cool. Now, here's some Sonic the Hedgehog pint glasses. Each of the glasses are tinted colors for all the different characters, and hell, I drink a beer with Sonic. Would you drink a beer with Sonic? Would Sonic even drink beer? Or maybe he would fancy himself a cup of coffee, or maybe some hot cider with this 3D mug. This is actually really cool. Let's open this guy here, because trust me, I've been tempted to drink out of it several times too, but it's a 3D motion mug. And what's awesome about it is that, I don't know if you can really see it on camera here, but it has that lenticular motion where you turn it from side to side. It actually rotates in a 3D Sonic. So, and you can actually pop the piece off and easily wash the mug. Now this is awesome. I got this from my buddy Kingsley, who went to South by Southwest this year, and unfortunately this year I couldn't make it. And so he hooked me up with this art from Sonic Forces. Now, I know everybody's talking about Mania, and yeah, Mania is amazing, but don't forget Sonic Forces. It could be good. It could be great. Let's hope it is. But this art is awesome. Next up, an RC car that I got as a birthday present from my buddy Andy. It's a Sonic RC car from Sonic and All-Stars Racing. It looks perfect. It's great. Now, I haven't gotten a chance to open it or try it up either, so I'm not sure how well it works, but there's another Sonic RC car that I own that works really well, which I'll get to that in a bit. These 4 Sonic the Hedgehog figures are from that Gashapon style set that I've seen at certain comic shops and whatnot. I hadn't gotten a chance to really buy any of them myself, but these 4 came from, again, this is another gift from my buddy Kingsley they got for me for my birthday. So thanks again, Kingsley. They look great, especially the Sonic. They all look fantastic. And of course, right beneath that is the Tomy 25th Anniversary Chrome series of figures that Tomy made for Sonic. And excellent. Now, as you see on the back of this wall are the strategy guides that I've gotten for the Sonic games over the years, but I do want to call attention to 2 of them because I have realized that these guys have actually grown quite rare in the recent years, especially Sonic 3 now, because I got these guys for super cheap, but the interesting thing about the Sonic 3 guide in particular is that not once, but twice have I actually seen a reseller try to sell this for a super high amount, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? But that's why I kind of cherish these 2 a little more than any of the other ones I've got. But that was still pretty wacky. And one of my pieces of resistance that, shame on me, I haven't put it on my wall yet, even though I did get it framed. Yeah. A Sonic Mania promotional poster that my buddy Kingsley got for me at South by Southwest. It's freaking glorious. I love it. Thank you so much, Kingsley. So fitting, don't you think? Now this one hits right in the feels. Last Christmas, my wife got me a collection of Sonic the Hedgehog swag that I couldn't even imagine, just let alone finding without having to resort to buying online. And she went out of her way because she knew that these were things that I was looking for. So I just kind of sat beside myself when she brought these to me. First off, this is little activity book. And she got it's cool because it actually has puzzles, mazes, hidden secret codes, drawing exercises. You know, one thing that I would love to do with her someday is I'd love to scan every piece of this book and actually work on it together. Yes, I'm an adult. An origin story book, which basically explains how Sonic actually got his speed and how he got his shoes, and one of the many ways that have told the origin stories of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a little short novel, short story with some art in it. It's actually really cool. Just like the comic, pretty much. A Sonic the Hedgehog look and find book. This is awesome. I mean, it's essentially Where's Waldo, but Sonic the Hedgehog. But it's really cool. Just the amount of detail that they've done in each of these is just sick. I love it. And then last but certainly not least out of all the Christmas gifts, something that I've been looking for a very long time as a Sonic collector. I've been looking for these everywhere without having to resort to getting them online, and my wife actually found them. The 3 golden books that were tie-ins to the original Sonic the Hedgehog series. There's the one for Sonic 1, Sonic's Blue Shoes, the one for Sonic 2, The Secret Admirer, oh no, and the one for Sonic 3, Up Against the Wall, which apparently this one is a little bit trickier to find. So again, that just melts my heart. And then she had to go and one up after that on Valentine's Day with the Sonic the Hedgehog Valentine's cards. Now, I haven't opened any of these, but it's like one's for a teacher, which has this really odd picture of Robotnik on it, but it's like, teacher, hope your day's spin-sational. Yeah, I know. But still, this is just awesome nonetheless. Like, my wife is too good to me. I had to get the Sonic the Hedgehog Build-A-Bears just because they did such a wonderful job on these guys. Now, I had never really done a Build-A-Bear before. I never really had been in a Build-A-Bear place before, so honestly, I kind of wish that I'd done it in the store so I could get the full experience and whatnot with my wife, but I got these, like, my boss at my job actually gave me a gift card to Build-A-Bear and said, hey, go get the 2 Sonic plushies. Go get Sonic, go get Tails. The ring was an online exclusive, so I actually ordered it online. But still, they did a really good job on them. Now, you know, of course, with Build-A-Bear, you register them, you give them their names. Now, that's just one thing as I've actually started here on YouTube that really, really warmed my heart too. That another YouTuber, Stuff We Play, he bought a Sonic Build-A-Bear and he named him George, which is my actual name, by the way. And that just melted my heart, and thanks again, and I really appreciate that. But again, they just did an excellent job on these Build-A-Bears. Yeah! Good old Sonic Mania Collector's Edition. Just and when my wife let me know, it's like, hey, you got a giant package from Amazon. I was like, ooh, it's here. Especially since they sent me an email saying that it wasn't going to arrive until Wednesday, so it actually came on release day shipping. So again, it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. So now I just need to know where I'm going to put the box because it's huge. Here it is. Man, Sega did an excellent job with this. Just magnifique, guys. It just looks just like a real Genesis, and the Sonic statue looks absolutely awesome. It's big, but it's not very heavy. Like they did a pretty good job keeping it lightweight, and pin replica outs for the controllers, and of course, yeah. Now, I still don't really see what the purpose of the metal card was. I mean, it's cool, but maybe if it was something that was a little bit more collectible. But in the cartridge, which the cartridge does fit in the Genesis case, it's like, I thought that was actually really cool, but it slides out, and the slider even has pins like the Genesis connector and the ring, which the ring is a pretty hefty ring. Very awesome. I absolutely love it. To me, it was worth every penny. And of course, the game is amazing too. Now, how could I talk about my Sonic collection without talking about the comics at least? These are 4 full boxes of my Archie Comics Sonic the Hedgehog collection. Of course, you know, may it rest in peace. But everything from issue 0, I've got my collection all the way up to monumental issues like number 25, issue number 100, which I actually just got recently. It's like issue number 100, all the way down to issue 290, which was the final issue that was released here in the US before Archie decided to can the comic series. Now, for the Sonic spin-offs that I've actually got, of course, I've got the entire collection of Sonic Boom, and I've got the entire collection of Sonic Universe, including many of its other spin-offs, such as Sonic X. Got my entire collection of Sonic X, all the way from issue 1 to issue 40. It's like I mentioned with Sonic Universe, every single issue all the way up to its final issue, issue number 94. Curse you, Riverdale. But issue number 94, which, I mean, I guess I say curse you, Riverdale, but at the same token, I mean, I know it's a subject for another time, but I'd say that it needed to end. So here's the second half of the Sonic issues, like issue number 145, like all the way up to the final issue that was released here in the US, which I did go ahead and I got both copies just because the art on both of these is just absolutely amazing, especially the variant of issue number 290. It's like, that's just awesome. I love it. Because again, playing off to that same Toei Sonic the Hedgehog anime style that you see in Sonic Mania. This final box has some of the more spin-offs of the Sonic the Hedgehog series, including every single issue of the Free Comic Book Day Sonic the Hedgehog series, some of the other spin-offs such as the Sonic Super Special, the Princess Sally specials, Knuckles Chaotix. They're all here. They're all here, and like I said, the comic collection, I'll actually do a more in-depth video later on. I love the comics so very much. It's such a shame to see it end, but hey, new life will come to it in 2018. So I got the Sonic Nendoroid. I've been wanting one of these for years, and my buddy Triple S, Sam, he actually got this for me. Thanks again, buddy, man. This is awesome. Love it. These are vinyl stickers that were made for Sonic the Hedgehog's 25th anniversary. I got these in an arcade block package. You know, the whole arcade block, nerd block. We're gonna put random pieces of swag in a box for 20 bucks a month plus shipping. I did it for a couple of months, and I didn't really see too much that were all that interesting, but for the 1 month that this came in, it was totally worth it. I think I'm gonna put one of these on my laptop. Now here's another really cool one. This is the Sega Tunes Virtual Sonic collection of songs. Now, what's awesome about this is that these are actually songs that were inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog, whether it be from Sonic Spinball, Dr. Robotnik, different themes that have been reimagined and redone now. Definitely a must-own if you can find it. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about in a trio. This is a 20th anniversary Sonic the Hedgehog swag set. Now what's funny is that I got these guys, including this viewfinder, which the viewfinder is really cool because every single picture in this viewfinder is from Sonic from the very beginning all the way up to Sonic Colors. It's pretty cool. Now, the funny story about this is that I actually got this trio set, this viewfinder, this DVD, and this commemorative book. I got this at San Japan, an anime convention in San Antonio. There was a panel, it was basically a video game trivia panel, and everybody, I wasn't part of the panel, but everybody that was actually in the audience got a chance to participate. They could answer questions that people that were on the panel couldn't answer. And for every good answer that they got, every correct answer, they would get a ticket. And whoever had the highest amount of tickets gets to step in the line, and they get to choose first out of a array of swag that they had. And they had like Xbox 360 games, DVDs, big prizes. I had the second amount of tickets in that because I saw this on the table and I wanted it so badly that I tried to answer every question I possibly could. And the number one person got 8 and I got 7. He walked up and I'm standing in line just like this. I'm just like, oh, please don't pick the Sonic set. Please don't pick the Sonic set. Please don't pick the Sonic set. But he wound up picking the Xbox 360. And what was cool, or the Xbox 360 game. And what was cool is that after that, because they treated this as if it was like a booby prize, like nobody's gonna want that. And then just like, oh, hey, so you got second place, awesome. So you got this game, you got this DVD. It's like, what would you like? I was like, I don't want any of that. I want that. And they looked at me and I was like, really? Yeah. So I'm a huge Sonic fan. I'd love to have that. And say, all right, here you go. And so these are mine. Awesome. I haven't opened the DVD yet. Of course, it was a tie-in for Sonic Generations, but someday I will. The book is cool, though. The book is actually really cool. This is a Sonic Generations statue that I got a long time ago from Toys R Us. Now, to anybody else who owns one of these, can you confirm for me that Modern Sonic's pieces fall apart. I've had 2 of these, and they've had the even the wave just broke off just now. I've had 2 of these, and both of them have had the same problem. So if you have one of these, let me know in the comment section if you had the same problem, or am I just crazy? It's weird. It's still awesome to look at, but it's just such a shame that it fell apart. Now this one shoots off. Don't worry, it was already in bad shape. But the Knuckles one I love because as he wheels by, the Tiger LCD games. I'm actually in a quest to get all of these Sonic the Hedgehog Tiger LCD games, but for now I only have the original that I got thanks to my buddy Patrick, the nostalgic nerd, and Sonic 3D Blast and Sonic Spinball. Do they work? Admit it, you had one of these too. Everybody did. Now check out this Sonic the Hedgehog hat. Now, I know what you're thinking. He's like, yeah, I've seen this hat before. I was like, what makes this so special? Well, a good buddy of mine actually traded me for it. I wanted it mainly because this. It says Sonic the Hedgehog. What the hell is an hedgehog? Now here's my other Sonic and All-Stars racing piece that I have. This one is of course Tails, and this is another Jazzware toy. They did such a great job on the Sonic toys, seriously. And someday I hope to own all of this set too. Now this one's not an RC like the other car that I have, but I really want to get the rest of these someday. Pretty much the entire cast of Sonic Boom. Now say what you want. I love Sonic Boom. I think, not the game, mind you. No, not the game. But I do love the animated series. It's stupidly great. If you get a chance, go watch it. Especially for Knuckles.
Capable is my middle name.
I thought your middle name was The.
Now here's another recent addition to my collection. I just got this Sonic figure from my friend Melissa over at Let's Play Gaming Expo, because I rarely have anything Sonic X. Like, aside from those 2 plushes that I showed you earlier and a wall scroll that I have on my wall, I don't really have a whole lot of Sonic X stuff. I think at that point in time, this is when Sonic wasn't really all that huge to me at the point, so I missed out on a lot of the cool toys and whatnot, but she managed to tag me on Facebook and say, hey, do you want this? And I worked out a deal with her, and I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. Now to get the rest of them. And the TV series, because I don't have the, well, anime. I don't have the anime either. And thankfully it just got re-released, so. Speaking of animated series, let's get into the DVDs now. So I have all of the Sonic collections that have been released in the US aside from Sonic X, and of course because Sonic Boom doesn't have any physical media just yet, please make a DVD or a Blu-ray, seriously. But starting off with the best, or at least in my opinion, the best, Sonic the Hedgehog Sat AM. This must own, must watch, even though yes it ends on a horrible cliffhanger, but absolutely must own, must watch. Sonic Underground, let's not mince words, it's awful, but I love it. It's so cheesy, so stupid, and so over the top, especially with Jaleel White, who right next to Roger Craig Smith are my 2 favorite voice actors for Sonic. Bless his heart, he tried his best to play both Sonic and his brother and his sister. Now, maybe you might have intention to go watch it. Yes, Sonic has a brother and a sister. This is not canon to anything else, by the way. And they sing, they break out into song with medallions that turn into instruments. It's a car crash that is just, go get it, go watch it. It's amazing. Someday we will be together. I'm not even gonna try to sing that. I can't not have Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog in my collection now. I'm not a fan. I've never really been a fan of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Even as a kid, I wasn't a fan of it because I thought that they were trying too hard to be like a Looney Tunes style comedy, and to me it just didn't work. I know there are some hardcore fans of it, and you know, more power to you. You like it, hey, it's great. I like Sonic Underground, it's trash. But at the same token, even as a kid, I couldn't really get into it, and even my 2 copies that I have, they're still sealed. Now, here's a little interesting tidbit about these that I don't know if many people know about this or not. I'm sure they do. But for those of you hardcore Sonic fans out there, what's wrong with the box art here? You know it yet? It's because they actually took art from the Sonic the Hedgehog Saturday AM series. This art, including that Robotnik, that's from the Saturday morning cartoon. Also from the Saturday morning cartoon, the one at the bottom, but the tails at the top is from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is weird. Even on the spine, it uses the Saturday AM Sonic the Hedgehog logo on the spine. Now, this never happens in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. That Speed Demon episode, that's from Sat AM. That character's from Sat AM. But that Robotnik on the back, that ugly Robotnik, that's actually from the Adventures. So that's correct. But, bonus, how to draw Robotnik. I will owe Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog one thing, and it's actually my favorite piece of Sonic memorabilia. These two guys right here. This Sonic the Hedgehog plush and this Sonic RC car. What's cool about these two is that on, I think, what is it, KTXH, Channel 20, the local station here in Houston, Channel 20, they did a giveaway where you watched 5 episodes of The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog in a row, so yes, you had to watch that show, and they gave you a trivia question at the end of every episode. And if you answered that trivia question correctly and you mailed it into the station, you could win a Sonic prize pack, which consisted of 3 pieces of Sonic swag. It came with this plush, this Nico RC car, and a collection of temporary tattoos. Now, for the love of me, I can't find those temporary tattoos. I know they're here somewhere. They're either here or they're at my parents' house, one of the two. I can't find them because I know I never used them. I kept them. But the reason why is because this Sonic the Hedgehog plush, and you can tell he's very well loved, he's very well owned. This is my favorite piece of my entire Sonic the Hedgehog collection, just because he's been with me through the thick and thin, through the bad Sonic games, through the good Sonic games, through the bad times and the good times. I've held on to him ever since, and this is the most sentimental piece of my entire collection. So, thank you, Channel 20. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because, yeah, that was really the beginning. I mean, I liked Sonic the Hedgehog before that, but it wasn't really until then that Sonic Mania, if you will, really started getting into my heart, where I really hardcore started going after the Sonic the Hedgehog games and playing every one since then, loving the fandom, again, through its thick and its thins. But I believe this is really where it truly started, so thanks for that. This is my original issue 0 of the Sonic the Hedgehog comic. I mean, note how you can see just how dog-eared it is. I read this issue so many times back in the day. Like, I used to know it heart from heart, word for word, line for line. And my parents, I really distinctly remember the day that I got it. It was at Safeway, I believe, whatever they called it in Houston at the time, before it became Randall's. Remember, we were in the checkout lane. I had no idea this comic existed. And I was like, hey, can I get it? Please, please, please. And my parents did get it for me. And I spent that entire night reading this comic back and forth. And yes, I have another issue. I do have a pretty much mint issue of issue number 0 that I did get later. But, yeah. Whenever you see loved items like this that just really take you back to those good old days, those careful times, it's one of those that really kind of tugs at your heartstrings, you know? I really don't know where I would have been without it. It's really beautiful in a way. Not about to get all sentimental here, but yeah, it was a better time. But hey, you know, Sonic is back, and now it's time for the next generation to really get a grasp of what made him be the amazing video game icon that he is. Sonic Mania is a step in the right direction, and I hope that Sega continues on with it, and that we embrace him. I hope everything goes the best, because when I see pieces of memorabilia like this and like the plush and everything, it warms my heart to no extent that I hope that maybe I can share that with someone else someday, like my parents did with me. So yeah, this is it. 20 plus years of love for the Blue Blur and all of his glory. For my absolute favorite video game character of all time, Sonic the Hedgehog, and all of your friends, may you run forever, man. Run forever. So are there any pieces of Sonic the Hedgehog memorabilia that you have and maybe I don't? Hey, drop a line in the comment section. I love seeing everybody's collections and hearing your stories about what you've got. Or you can always tell me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at G to the next level. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. So anyway, I'm G. I'll see you on the next level. Now if you all excuse me, I got Sonic Mania to go play. Yeah.